Hi there, wig lover. This is Heather from CysterWigs.com, and today I'm bringing you a review of a Jon Renau wig called Rachel. And the color on Rachel is FS613 24B, also known as Honey Syrup. I love this blonde color. It's not super popular. I think that's because people are kind of afraid of it. So I'm hoping that if I show this to you and how pretty it is on the Rachel wig, that it will really draw attention to the potential of this particular color, especially in this natural light. So let me go ahead and tell you about this color before I get into the Rachel here. So this is a syrup shade. That's what that FS at the beginning of the color code means. So about a third of this color is going to be made up of highlights. But the great thing about this particular syrup shade is that both of these shades are blondes. And they're both gold-based blondes. So they blend together really beautifully. It is not a garish looking or streaky looking color at all. It's very pretty on. The base color is a 24, so it's the more gold of the two tones. It's a very soft, beautiful golden blonde, and blended into that, in that highlight, is that 613, which is a very light baby sort of towhead blonde, almost a platinum with just a hint of gold in it. And that color is going to be all throughout the wig, so it's not just on the top or in the front, it's even at the nape. It's all throughout the hair, and so it lightens up the color. It keeps it from going too gold, and it just makes this a very beautiful, warm, buttery kind of blonde. It is a beautiful, dynamic, golden blonde color. So really luscious on the Rachel. And since I just described that, let me go ahead and show you what Rachel looks like from all sides, and then I'll tell you a little bit more about this wig. So this wig is glorious. One of my favorite wigs of all time is the Heidi by Jon Renau. So this is very similar, except Heidi is very graduated in the back. You know, she's longer in the front, about this length, maybe, you know, maybe a little shorter, but she's definitely shorter in the back. But Rachel is almost the same length all the way around. So that's one key difference between the two. Also, the front on Rachel is ever so slightly shorter. And then there's no permatease per se in Rachel, but the way that the cap is constructed, you can see they still give you that tiny little bit of a bump in the back, kind of like they do on the cap construction of Cameron, which is another Jon Renau wig. Both of these wigs are 100% hand-tied, so that comes from the shape of the wig cap itself and not from, you know, any other features like permatease or anything like that. So they do that so that the wig doesn't lie flat, so it has that very distinctive shape to it. Now I have reviewed Longing for Long and a couple other wigs that are very similar to this, and I can tell you that of the bunch, this one has the most hair on the top. Like, absolutely the most hair on the top. But, you know, it looks really beautiful on. And, you know, the key difference between this and like maybe Longing for Long in terms of that sort of thing and not just cap construction is that Longing for Long has a lot of hair down here. Like, that's where the bulk of the volume is on that wig, is down here. Whereas on Rachel, it's pretty much up here, and then it just kind of cascades down in these luscious little boho waves. So it just depends on where you want your volume to be. Do you want it down here, or do you want it kind of up here? And if you like it kind of up here in a hand-tied cap, Rachel is your girl. If you want it really high up here, and you don't mind if it's not a hand-tied cap, go with the Heidi, because Heidi has permatease at the crown, gives you a little bit more lift, and so it's even a little bit more up here than this one is. So yeah, since I've talked about the cap construction already, I'm going to go ahead and take Rachel off so I can show you what the cap looks like. So Rachel has 100% hand-tied lace front and a monofilament top. She's also got a completely hand-tied cap, so the whole thing has been made by hand. Little bit of trivia, it takes an entire work week to create just one of these wigs, because it's not like a whole team of people working on a single one of these. It's one person, one craftsman who's taken at least 14 months of an apprenticeship to learn how to do this before they can touch it. And then once they become a tradesperson in how to create these hand-tied wigs, it takes them a full work week to create just one. So that's pretty impressive. And that kind of helps explain why these are so expensive compared to other kinds of cap constructions, because, you know, there's more labor that goes into them, you know, so they cost more to make and they're slower to produce. So back here, you've got these really nice Velcro adjusters on this extended felt nape. It is the kind of elastic that is covered in that nice meshy material, so that does protect the elastic from stretching out too much, either via, you know, oils in your hair or on your scalp or from makeup. You just want to make sure you don't pull too hard on this, or else this will get kind of sucked into that. You can fish it out with like a crochet hook or something like that, but I mean, it's a pain. You don't really want to do that. The ear tabs have a really nice soft fuzzy felt on them, and there's also soft fuzzy felt lining the perimeter of the monofilament top and the rest of the cap. So yeah, very pretty. Here's this color again up close. Very beautiful honey syrup color. I love this blonde. And the gold in there is just really soft and buttery and delicious. Very pretty color. And that 613 really does tame it a bit. Very pretty. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and put this one back on, and then we'll talk some specs. Now I've got this pushed down a little bit on my forehead, but that's because I want you to see the lace front here. You can see it's a contoured lace front. It's a smart lace front, so it starts off kind of sparse at the front and then gradually gets thicker as you get closer to the monofilament features on the top of the cap. So yeah, let's talk some specs then. This wig weighs 4.5 ounces, so it's substantial. It's got quite a bit of hair on it. The bang is 7 inches. The crown down is 15. The sides are also 15, and the nape is 10. So it is more or less, like I said, the same length all the way around, which is a big contrast to their Heidi wig, which is much shorter in the back than it is in the front. I love this wig. I think it's gorgeous. I think it looks beautiful in basically all their colors. It looks particularly beautiful in these really dynamic colors. It looks beautiful in the caramel ribbon, looks beautiful in any of the syrup shades. It's just very, very pretty when you add some highlights to it like this. Just, oh, it looks really pretty in the 12FS8 for that matter. Oh, in the 12FS8, this is glorious. So hopefully this has helped not only demystify this wig, but this color. So this again has been the Rachel by Jon Renau in the color FS613 24B, also known as Honey Syrup. I'm Heather, I'm from CysterWigs.com. Please be sure to check out my wig store if you get a chance. It's just www.cysterwigs.com, CysterWigs. And until next time, I hope you have a great afternoon. Bye-bye.